3:50 p.m. this rather late afternoon now. Well, we have lost the sun while I was in bathing, and it's gotten rather cloudy out here. Yeah, I hear you. Anyways, the reason why I wanted to record this is because, to be honest, I am already getting tired of seeing this orange southern horizon, which of course goes more into a peach coloration, almost white. I'm not sure if we'll be getting any further clearing throughout tonight, but I just want to make mention that once again, this factor of orangeness is getting rather old and boring, if you will, because once again, there's always this borderline that is involved. And it is like let's see if we can, yeah, it's not coming out all that great. But I'm on my way out to the feeding grounds, and I just thought, okay, why don't we go ahead and see what we can pick up. It was much orange in coloration minutes ago. Once again, I was a little bit late to this party, but there seems to be this right back in here. It looks like one hefty trail. I could be wrong, but it just kind of continues, and it might not be all that apparent within this recording, but it does appear as though it is a rather lengthy trail that is reflecting the light. But again, I get bored rather easily when it comes to these sky observations. You see how that line lights right up? Yeah, I am seeing yet another line back in here as well. So they are trailing once again in the background of the southern horizon. Unfortunately, through the trees. So poor quality recording, but it does appear as though it is getting a little bit brighter out here. Let me dim down this lighting so we could see possibly a little bit more. But this is where I will end it, as once again I am heading on out to get this feeding done and over with for tonight. I'm getting rather low on the cat food situation once again, so as far as the dry cat food, I've got a couple more boxes of that macaroni and cheese that I'm going to make up and mix in with tomorrow's breakfast feeding. I mean, they really enjoyed having the mixture that I made up for them. Yeah, I can even see lines back in here too. Alrighty, lady. I believe that is going to be the extent of today's recordings, unless anything else should happen to come about. But at this point in time, it seems just unlikely. But then again, who knows? We might get some colorful cloud action later. But yeah, difficult to determine. Alright, well, I got cats that's waiting on me. And hey, within my recent material that I posted, there's even more material within the description box. Check it out. On that note, okay, hold on. Let's go back here real quick. Now, what do we got going on back here? Yeah, so there's a stark difference between this and this. Interesting. Very interesting. But before my interest gets carried away with me, I have my duties and chores at hand. Alrighty, ciao for now. Skywise out. 4:15 p.m. out in the woods at the feeding ground, waiting for the cats to finish for the most part so I can retrieve my food bowl. But I was looking around and I happened to notice quite a few signs of, shall we say, springtime growth. Yeah, these are fresh leaves here that have come about just recently, I would imagine. And just once again looking back towards the horizon here, in which we will have to dim down the lighting. Might be able to see, well, there's been a lot of heavy activity around that light. It's actually quite mild out here. But then again, I just recently got out of a hot bath. Wow, getting tongue-tied severely. You might be able to, yeah, possibly not. But yeah, quite a few lines back there. Oh, and just as a side note, while I've been up here, I had approximately 14 to 16 cats that have come. Some have ate their fill and have departed, while others are still eating or just lingering around. But I am on my way back up to the balcony. Might be able to see a trail back in here. Well, possibly not. There's evidences of one that was back here. Alright, I do believe that's good enough. Oh, we've got us a aerial plane out here flying around someplace. Might be able to hear it. And of course we've had our sounds of jet aircraft. And, hear that? You betcha. That's a crotch rock. Well, it might not be a crotch rocket, but it's a motorcycle of some type. Yep, Man, good old days of riding the motorcycles, man. I miss it. Quite a glow up spot right here. Kind of strange. Amongst all the yuck, we got this nice glow up spot. And the light is way down here someplace. Way in this area. Alright, once again, I'm headed in. I'm just kind of wasting time out here. As we're getting, well, once again, that's more of a peach color there and more vibrant orange back in this location. Not real strong though. You see what I mean by the boundary. Okay, again, good enough. Now why not? It's almost 4:30. There's a nice bud right here. And believe it or not, check this out. This was a tree that was once cut off quite some time back. It's not really all that big. But, yeah, they're relatively new buds here. Imagine that. And it's January here in Michigan. Alrighty, we are back to the balcony at 4:30 on the dot. And I just wanted to show we've got some of the craziest skies, but then again, you know, I've seen much crazier, especially out there in Oklahoma with Rare Breeds recordings. But yeah, check that out, huh? If we kind of zoom in just that much more. And there's a jet aircraft. That is flying over. I don't know, this stuff is just crazy looking. And again, back here, how much we do have the winds that are once again starting to pick up. Just out of the blue. Wow. Wow. Nice gust. Yeah, we're getting some gusts of winds. More treetop level than down below. But again, this is okay. Now you look at how this seems to be all. Let's just drop this down, the lighting down a little bit. Like it's all going from east to west, and this being our western horizon. But then you come up over here, and what the heck is this, huh? Yeah. Oh yeah, with that gust of wind, that actually, it feels like it just dropped the temperature down by a good couple of degrees. Man, look how this is flowing. Yeah, all this is flowing at a pretty good clip up overhead. Now look at this back here. Look at this craziness. What? Yeah, I just might end up doing more recordings than what I expected. And then we go back here, and this is taking on just that much more crazy look. Yeah, because we've got horizontal lines back here. I cannot zoom in any further, otherwise I would. Yeah, center screen there, or as center as I can get it. Once again, because of the display on the screen, it tends to throw my targeting of this or that off, sometimes quite severely. Okay, those lines have kind of faded off with that. And what's really strange is these have moved in a southerly direction, whereas all this seems to be moving once again from west to east. You know, none of this makes any lick of sense anymore. But then I guess for us common people, it's not supposed to. But yet we get ridiculed for our so-called theories because they just won't come clean with, you know, what's really going on. And mind you, this border line of orange that goes to this peachish color, it goes all the way around in all directions, north, south, east, and west. And that's something that I have documented in the recent past. Yeah, sounds like people are really have been enjoying this day. Okay, yeah, there's some more lines right in here. That just looks strange. Oh, and I apologize on YouTube's behalf for their pixelation of my content, especially here of late. whether raw recordings or edited versions of compilation of recorded clips. The resolution or quality of resolution is quite pathetic in comparison to my actual raw recordings. But then again, this has been going on for years now. Yeah, everything seems to be breaking apart, if you will. But I'm going to go ahead and end off. And if I should happen to take notice of any types of coloration or just plain odd sights, I'll do my best to record that much more. Otherwise, Skywise out. Alrighty, it is 4:50 p.m. and just because of the conditions as they have been and seem to continue to be, I am going to officially end this day of recordings, regardless of whatever might transpire in the skies or off into the horizon. I imagine that we could be viewing some possibly even red colors as we continue. But if you've made it this far into this compilation of today's recordings, I just want to state that I have had some amazing social interactions with a few different channels today. And it's made me feel pretty darn good. Some really good interactions, of which, you know, the platform is supposed to be used as such, a social platform. But because of that, and because I have not had my phone plugged in for quite some time, my battery is very low. I actually had to stop replying to some of the comments, but I think I'm all caught up now. But I just want to, you know, to anybody new that might be tuning into this recording, if you have interacted with me on this day, just thank you ever so much. It is highly appreciated. Yeah, can you see that? Can you see that? That is a doozy of a trail back there going all the way across. Yeah, there's a couple of them. It's just too bad that I was not over in that location or over on the other side of this tree line to get some better recordings of this. But it is what it is, and it is what it has been today. So once again, I thank you ever so kindly and ever so highly for not only the interactions today, but for watching my content. On that note, as always, take care. Much universal love to all of you. Have a great one. This is Skywise out. Well, holy crapola, here I am, looking out the bedroom window. And now I'm having to add on just that much more. Nice little cross formation with that greater light, eh? But yeah, all of a sudden it just started to explode with, I don't know, just a major glare up to everything out here. And there, once again, there is a lot of lines back here that can be seen. I mean, I should actually be doing this from the balcony, but to be honest, I've already stripped down for the night, and this is still rather early, but I just really wanted to kick back and relax, as I wanted to get all of today's recordings compiled together. That's what I get for keeping my stinking blinds open to where I can see out the window. And I tend to end up recording that much more, but we are going to leave it at that. Yeah, I'm just burnt out, but look, I mean, I've got the dimming to the exterior lighting of the camera turned all the way down, and look at the glare. And it's so dirty looking out here, just dirty looking. But again, we're ending with, well, we're ending with some really poor quality camera work here, if you will. Where again, I should actually be out and doing a proper recording of better quality. And again, the lighting turned all the way down, and that's getting just that much brighter as we get that much closer to it not even being there at all. Yeah, dim down all the way. Anyways, I'm going to pull my blinds and dim the lighting down in the bedroom and call it good. And well, as it tends to happen every once in a while, blah blah blah, Skywise out.